Philly streets talk. Philly streets talk. T, what up? Philly streets talk. Rich, what up? Mo, what's up? Philly streets talk. 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 Philly streets talk.
Hello, my name is Davita Ann, and I am the author of Number One Rule Never Give Up, which is an autobiography about my life story, growing up in a foster care system and later being a runaway teen.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am the book diva. No, but seriously, a lot of people call me the book diva, which stands for determined, independent, vicious author. But besides from that, I am a mother, a single parent of 4 young men, whereas though I'm just trying to give them a better life than what I had, and while also trying to still chase my dreams in the process.
So, what inspired you to write the book?
Why not write this book? Growing up in the urban communities, a lot of us know that one point in time I just was a little girl with big dreams. And unfortunately, when you are exposed to certain environments or grow up in certain communities, then you're just robbed from those things. So it's like, why wouldn't I write this book? There's so many girls out there that goes through the same thing that I went through, and they're scared to take off their mask, they're scared to overcome it, or they just feel like their life is over.
Can you give us a little bit about what you went through, which gives a little detail of what's in the book?
Yeah, first, from being robbed from my mother at the age of 5 years old, me and my siblings, we were placed in foster care, which we stayed there for about 7 years. So that was like a struggle in its own. And then later, once my mother got us back, then I was later a runaway teen, which just opened up a whole nother door, so a whole nother environment that I knew anything about. And just basically turned into the streets to learn the way of life, or what I thought was the way of life.
So when you were in school, were you doing schooling throughout the ordeal of going through your little misfortunes in life?
No, I actually dropped out. I was a high school dropout, and I later went back to school once I became a teen parent.
Good. So, what are you trying to? What's your ultimate goal in putting this book out? What are you trying to do?
Basically, I just want to, I'm not the best role model or anything like that. My whole thing is I just want to give females hope. Females and teenagers hope that, it's okay to go through the struggles. It's okay to not know who you are. It's okay to have a messed up past or whatever, but that does not define your future. So I just want to let them know that it's okay to be you and own up to your past or whatever you went through in life. Just don't give up no matter what. And that's basically, I just want to give them hope.
So how did you begin the transition of turning things around for your life?
I got tired. I got tired of keep going through the same thing, repeating the same cycle. I was just placed in different environments, but repeating the same cycle, the same situations. So it's like I just got to my breaking point, and I just lost everything. Like I lost it all. And it took for me to hit rock bottom and build myself back up to realize who I am as a person and what I overcame. And I forgave myself.
So what do you define as rock bottom?
When you lose everything, like your livelihood, like your way of living, yourself, your worth, just everything, like everything is snatched away from you.
Wow, that's a good definition of rock bottom. I never heard it from that perspective, which is great. So what's in the book? Give me a little bit about what's in that book that's going to captivate your fans or your listeners or your readers.
Well, this book is going to hit you on all types of twists and turns. It's from betrayal to the people that you think love you don't really love you. It's from you having to learn. I say you because even though this is my life story, but this is what mostly all females go through. Whereas though you don't know who love you, who's really against you. Being in an abusive relationship with men, just from certain situations with your family members. It's like a whole lot of betrayal and hurt, but the most important thing is it's a whole lot of lessons.
Wanna listen, nigga, get the shot. I look good in that new Dodge Charger. I got your girl number, I ain't gon' call her. You gotta understand, second that I saw her. She recognized real if I was a caller. I look good in that new Dodge Charger. I got your girl number, I ain't gon' call her. You gotta understand, second that I saw her. She recognized real if I was a caller. Tell me I'm shorty in the freaky shit, so she a little chick that I'ma get freaky with. Hit her in the room, treat her like I just got out of jail. Before I roll out, I can put a number to myself. We gon' get it in something I can already tell when we done. And after everything was going well, she lookin' start to asking for some cash and shit. I look at her, I gotta like this, my ass to this. I look good in that new Dodge Charger. I got your girl number, I ain't gon' call her. You gotta understand, second that I saw her. She recognized real, knew I was a caller. I look good in that new Dodge Charger. I got your girl number, I ain't gon' call her. You gotta understand, second that I saw her. She recognized real, knew I was a caller. I be a boss when I pull up to the show, man. Some of my forecast calling for some show, man. No risk, gotta let me in the door, man. Whole lot of dough, scheming on your old man. Pockets got a program right before I hit the ball. Get shorty drunk, then I get up to the ball. Get up in the head, then I'm all up in the shirt. Next thing you know, now I'm all up in the skirt. I look good in that new Dodge Charger. I got your girl number, I ain't gon' call her. You gotta understand, second that I saw her. She recognized real, knew I was a baller. I look good in that new Dodge Charger. I got your girl number, I ain't gon' call her. You gotta understand, second that I saw her. She recognized real, knew I was a baller. I look good, and I'm skinny, you don't switch it up. Playing in the Christ 3 double low, roll up. Got a little haze if you wanna blow. Take a trip over to the spot if you wanna go. Bitch playing all giddy on that other shit. Fuck a nigga wanna get on another bitch. A big player, I get anything I wanna get. And at the show, I get everything I wanna hit. I look good in that new Dodge Charger. I got your girl number, I ain't gon' call her. You gotta understand, second that I saw her. She recognized real, knew I was a baller. I look good in that new Dodge Charger. I got your girl number, I ain't gon' call her. You gotta understand, second that I saw her. She recognized real, knew I was a baller. It feels good, but that's really me, homie. And you was born blessed with a little G, homie. I do it big, you can tell them niggas stop it. Cause ain't none of these little niggas like pockets. Everything I do leads to a profit. If a chick flop, pimp, I really pop it. Starting from the bottom, you can see that homie riding. Cause I can get abroad and whatever I be driving. I look good in that new Dodge Charger. I got your girl number, I ain't gon' call her. You gotta understand, second that I saw her. She recognized real, knew I was a baller. Cheers, now. Yeah. Cheers, thank y'all.
You gotta want to change. You definitely have to want to change, and you just gotta keep on striving. Like I said, like I'm still not where I want to be at, but I know where I'm going. So it's like you can't just beat yourself up. Don't look at what you don't have and look at what you do have. Like just never beat yourself up. Like I'm still struggling. I'm still striving. I'm not perfect either. So the key to it is just you just can't give up. You just can't give up. You always gotta keep that hope alive. Like no matter what. You know how many times I wanted to give up and I just couldn't because I have 4 sons that look up to me, and I just feel as though, especially as being a single parent and raising kids, if I don't pave the way, then my kids is going to make a way to pave the way. And I feel as though it's my duty to make sure that they have a solid foundation. Because that's where a lot of us go wrong in with the generation. We leave it up to the next generation to fix things. So just don't give up. No matter what your situation and circumstances, just don't give up. You're still breathing. Keep fighting.
Okay, so how do your followers or your fans or your listeners or your readers contact you? How do they find you?
You can follow me on Instagram, which is Vita Ann, so that's VITA_ANN. That's my Instagram. My Facebook is Vita Ann as well. I don't have a Twitter or anything right now. It's Facebook and Instagram. Other than that, that's where you can catch me in all the action.
Okay, what else do you have going on? Tell us. Let everybody know what you got going on.
Okay, I have like a bunch of stuff going on. I have a clothing line that's due to be released in a couple weeks, May the 17th. It's called Vita Ann Collection. And I also have a documentary coming out. I have 2 more books coming out in the summer, so I'm gonna have a busy summer. So stay tuned.
Okay.
Chill, chill. Quietly getting rich. Check. Drink all up in my cup, loud up in my Dutch. Yup. You ain't never gonna live my life. She don't know what it feel like. No. Why I gotta tell you twice? It ain't my fault that your shit ain't right. Still won't shine when it ain't no lights. Probably cause your boy got on all that ice. If that's your chick, then we ain't gon' fight. Still gon' leave with your homie tonight. Usually the type you can find on a flight. 5 in the left, 15 in the right. All of your hate just staying in my sight. Cause you dudes ain't seen 15 in your life. Ring on the finger, I can creep with your wife. Probably cause I'm up if you want some advice. Took me a chance with a roll of the dice. Up got bread, so I'm holding for life. Drink all up in my cup, loud all up in my Dutch. Never once could your boy be stuck. Cause y'all not getting paper like us. If it's in God we trust, I guess I say that I must be getting hated by y'all dudes for the fact that I done came up. What? I said I'm up, so I don't love whoever I cut now. I said I'm up, and if you stuck, I don't give 2 fucks, clown. I said I'm up, and I don't care if y'all remain broke. Yeah, nigga, I'm up, that mean my money long as train smoke. Don't sit and let niggas waste my time. Maybe you don't know why your boy on the grind. Live dirt broke, now it's time for a shine. More than the rest, that's all on my mind. More to invest in the kids and the dream. Money on deck, so I care for the team. Walk with a limp and I move with a lean. Never be broke, see I'm good with the cream. You know what I mean, see I'm good with the toys. MLK, good with the boys. He came up, so the hood making noise. Y'all gotta scream till you're losing your voice. And you can hate me, I don't give a fuck. Brand new truck while you still on the bus. If you wasn't such a bitch, I'd loan you a buck. And it won't mean shit to your boy, cause I'm up. Drink all up in my cup, loud all up in my Dutch. Never once could your boy be stuck. Cause y'all not getting paper like us. If it's in God we trust, I guess I say that I must be getting hated by y'all dudes for the fact that I done came up. What? I said I'm up, so I don't love whoever I cut now. I said I'm up, and if you stuck, I don't give 2 fucks, clown. I said I'm up, and I don't care if y'all remain broke. Yeah, nigga, I'm up, that mean my money long as train smoke. Up, homie, I'm up, homie. I count stacks, you count ones. Try that if you want to, cause I hold straps and I got guns. Talk bread if you want to, cause there's no rap, I got tons. Shoppers free, go in with me, I can't wait for that outcome. You don't ball out like I ball out. Go buy the whole mall out. Your account is just stall out. I just spin till I fall out. Fuck whoever I call out. My real niggas just all out. We in this bitch, then we mash out. Swear to God, we gon' cash out. Drink all up in my cup, loud all up in my Dutch. Never once could your boy be stuck. Cause y'all not getting paper like us. If it's in God we trust, I guess I say that I must be getting hated by y'all dudes for the fact that I done came up. What? I said I'm up, so I don't love whoever I cut now. I said I'm up, and if you stuck, I don't give 2 fucks, clown. I said I'm up, and I don't care if y'all remain broke. Yeah, nigga, I'm up, that mean my money long as train smoke. You don't peep that I'm up, peep what's all in my truck. I love the fact that you stuck, and deeply down on your luck. I got that loud all up in my Dutch, got some rock all up in my cup. Ain't no chick now I can't cut, cause my paper talking up, yup. You see I'm up, so I don't love whoever I cut now. I said I'm up, and if you stuck, I don't give 2 fucks, clown. I said I'm up, and I don't care if y'all remain broke. Yeah, nigga, I'm up, that mean my money long as train slow.
What's going on? Favorite cousin, Big Cuz Live, Philadelphia. Grew up Cotman and Rising Sun, Northeast Philadelphia. So I'm a Neaster, and I moved down North Philly about 10 years ago into Northern Liberties, and I've been making moves down there heavy ever since.
Okay. So you've been moving along, and you've accomplished a lot of big hurdles. There's some things that you've done that a lot of people in Philadelphia would also like to do. Let's talk about some of the things first that you've done that people would like to do. Let's talk about your FM, radio show. Let's talk about your show in the morning. Let's talk about what you're really doing, man. Give a little bit of piece about who you are.
Well, I'll keep it current. Like currently, the FM radio situation was a blessing. That just went down to following up on a lead.
Okay.
So I got a lead that there was an opportunity. I went and I followed through with the opportunity. You know, that meant going out on my own and just making phone calls, showing up to meetings, sitting through boring meetings, following procedure, waiting, following up, waiting, and then you know, getting a good mentor, and then you know, getting up under that situation, and then boom, just doing it the right way. It took a long time, but it just, you know, it paid off to take your time and do it right.
Okay, so you mentioned mentor. I think that's a powerful word right there that a lot of people like. You know, I've taken on a few myself. What for one, what is the importance of taking on a mentor? Then number two, I want you to tell us about your mentor and how he enabled you to get where you are.
Well, you have to take several mentors on for different things. I have an industry mentor that's been with me for about 10 years, who lives out in Nevada. Shout out Don Jr., who recently just linked me up with Judge Joe Brown. So stay tuned for Off the Bench with Judge Joe Brown, most slept on. And then the mentor from the radio station actually was the person that trained me how to be on FM, how to follow like FCC non-commercial protocol, you know, make sure the commercials are formatted the right way, have the right drops, format the right drops, and you know, just not curse on air, stuff like that.
Okay. So now, do you think it's important for your audience to choose a mentor if they don't have one already?
Absolutely, you need one. I think everyone needs one. Now, you know, it's also important to have a really good people in your circle, and not have people in your circle that are like drawing away from your shine, or like drawing away from your attention. You need people in your immediate circle that you can deal with. You know, in everyone's circle, you know, it's give and take a lot of time. But that's in your circle, you need to have good people, and that's a personal relationship. But a mentor, it's more so somebody like you might not interact with every day, every week, even every month. And a mentor is more so somebody that is in the business that you want to be in, has had some success, because you don't want an unsuccessful mentor. That doesn't make any sense. So you find a mentor that has some level of success, experience, knowledge, wisdom, and you know, you can go to them with like, yo, I'm having trouble with this, like this kind of event, or like even just talking about filling spaces. Like we just got offered to do open mic night, so I'm like, you know, I've done events, I've done tons of events, but maybe I'm gonna have to look out and reach out to somebody that's been successful having an open mic, or like an open karaoke, or you know, just so you reach out to people for specific things, and even mentorship beyond that, beyond the music industry. Like I need a mentor for finances, because I've always been half decent at drumming up business. It's just when I make the money, it's like, well, where'd it go? You know, so I always had issues with that. So I reach out to like financial mentors that say, all right, spend this, budget your money like this, save it, and this is what you do with that money. And I'm like, you know what? I could do that. So, you know, it's more down to like finding people that align with your mission and that are just trying to help you. Now, some mentors, you got to break them off a couple dollars every time. And this is just part of the game. It's like I have mentors like, all right, you just gave me like an idea or something that's going to help me grow. You're actually bringing what you just told me that I should do. If I follow through correctly, it's going to bring me money on the back end. So, you know, people don't understand, you know, show money. I tell that people sometimes, like, it's like you're at a bar. Not everyone goes to a bar, but you tip heavy for your first drink, right? Because if you tip heavy your first drink, you're going to get that second drink faster, if that makes sense.
Right, and more potent.
Maybe,
you have some questions for that?
Maybe even that.
I've got a question. And one question is, in order for you to climb this ladder, to success, you have to experience haters. How did you do as far as the haters is concerned?
Well, I mean, you experience haters at every level, and I don't really view it as I'm climbing the ladder to success. I feel like I'm already successful. And I felt like that for a long time, so I don't really strive for success. I strive for just better things.
So have you felt like you was always been successful and you was born to it?
No, it's not a birthright, because there's been times when I was down and out. Like I had a period last year for like 6 months. I was struggling. Like I was had a situation at my job, and mentally, physically, it just wasn't going for me. So like certain times like that, that's when it's a struggle. But haters that just comes with the territory, and that comes from all angles. Now, something that a lot of people need to realize is, like, even though haters can be destructive, not everyone's hating on you. So a lot of times you might not like the feedback you're getting, but that's not really them hating on you. That might just be they don't know how to communicate what they're trying to communicate with you, and it comes out as hate. So I've had to learn how to decipher hate from miscommunication. Just want to first off, this is your favorite cousin, Big Cuz Live. I want to give a big shout out, Philly Streets Talk. Check them out, phillystreetstalk.com. Check us out, mostslepton.com. Thursday night, WJYN, Most Slept On Radio, 98.5 FM. That's FM radio. Artists, if you're interested in getting your music played on FM radio, hit us up. New music at mostslepton.com. It's got to be radio friendly. No edits, no cussing, none of that stuff. Keep it clean. We prefer clean, positive content. You're not going to just be talking about shooting people on our radio show. None of that. We want good music, positive music, stuff that helps people out through their day music. So that's what I'm talking about. We also need R&B music, new music at mostslepton.com. And check us out every Tuesday. Search the hashtag on Facebook, Google Tall Table Talk, and Tall Table Talk with Teeth. Search them 2 hashtags, and Big Cuz Live worldwide, Most Slept On.
As again, you can just close your eyes and just you can imagine everything.
Granny, thirsty.
So you say you got hate, now you think you were fake, now all you do is hate. Yeah, you told me to wait, now show me your way, so you think that you hard? Because you got bars? Man, you ain't a star, no man can know the future, so it's no way to know if this rap shit would take you far. Shit, you need to be smart, yeah, you need to be smart, and you need to have heart, cause in this cold world that we live in today, there's no problem for me to rip you apart. You stay on the block, you selling them rocks, and you got a knot, you need to just stop, cause either you getting locked up or you getting put in the box. Now did you watch? We stuck at the bottom, while they up at the top, they taking the bill. While we hustle, we killing each other, just scraping the top. You want what I got instead of using this motivation, say I'ma get it box. You grab a box, shoot up another ball, so doing what you do. The feet is fly, then we hustle grind. To the back of your bonds, most of rock up our times, and in the universe created by God, we consider money to be more divine, so things gon' change. No pain, no gain. Hope you feeling the same, I'm hungry, and I heard that they are you with me? Cause I'm taking they plate. Because they got hate. Now you told me to wait, now how can I wait? Cause I'm hungry right now with a ninja ain't eating days. I'm taking your plate. You got what I want? I'ma take it by force. The Indians fought the good run for their land, so just know I'ma do this till I'm a force. And you tell me they think, well, please for your plate. Cause I'm taking your plate. Now 400 years of being suppressed, it's almost over, revolutions on the day. I'm taking your plate. Yes, I'm taking your plate. Yes, I'm taking your plate. And just fight to preserve our future. The time is now for us to make a change. They call us statistics. Low lives, immigrants, no lives. Drug dealers, thugs, killers, ignorant, and we proving them so right. Babies born out of wedlock, a junkie mom and a dead pop. We a mad in society. Society has us right where they want us. A hell-like system corrupt. No, the system is perfect, designed to do what it's supposed to do. Taking your image with cars, clothes, and jewels. Yes, give hope to you when you accept and cops murder us with cold blood, which is the same thing we do to ourselves. You teaching our kids to hate one another. Better so just let them excel, but we stuck in them jails and that hustle money couldn't make us rebel. They use your minds are so frail when no one that got them, they ready to kill. But me, I'm ready to preach. That is why I'm on the stage. Let me just teach you. Listen to problems is nothing to me. You call it beef, but I call it a feast. I'm back on the past, living the present, dream of a future we want always to live in. Open more schools, close up to prisons, they got us divided by race and religion. Believe you, rapping the love that you never get for us, ignorant fools. Some know the message I'm giving to you. Others just listen and do what you do. You play because you got cake. Then you told me to wait. How can I wait? Cause I'm hungry right now when the ninja ain't in days. I'm taking your plate. You got what I want? I'ma take it by force. The Indians fall different for their messages, so I'ma do this alone. Tell me your thanks, but thanks for your plate. Cause I'm taking your plate. Now 400 years of being suppressed, it's almost over. Revolution started that. I'm taking your plate. Yes, I'm taking your plate. Yes, I'm taking your plate. Let us fight to preserve our future. The time is now for us to make a change. Let's make a change.
Fight for our opportunity to say that we can live. I mean, even nowadays we still fight this war on color. We've always taught. Sometimes we gotta go take what you want. It's time.
The life of a black man, brainwashed by the system to believe he's at the bottom, so he trapped, man. He didn't know his potential, so he never tried. He didn't care about education, he rather try to die. Others did the same, so how he lived, he thought was right. The ones that didn't, he didn't recognize, cause he was always right. Said he'll always ride, but did it for the wrong reasons. Posted on the block, crack sitting there with Venus. 3 kids, 2 baby mamas, he ain't never seen him. Thought his skin color, which was his strength, was his only weakness. Never knew the world was a lot bigger than it seemed. He never left the block, but always traveled in his dreams. He wanted to succeed, make something of his life, but his father wasn't around. He's in jail through a life. He could have taught his son the mistakes he made not to make it twice, but it's too late. His son in the morgue, stuck on night. Now ignorant is bliss and life is overlooked. Wanna know where you from? Then open up a book. They took away the roots and threw you in the ghetto. Said that you're a failure. You believe them young fellow got you feeling how they want you to. Doing their dirt. They call you African American, but you were here first. I put my soul into the pen, so I bleed on every verse. This the life of a black man that it hurts. When slavery ended, they created segregation. At the time, the ratio was 5 to 1 to their races. They became racist to gain power back. They hatred, lynched us, and now with true history try to erase it. Left us struggling. We still managed to survive. We stopped following the lie and started following their guides. The ones that tried to fight back didn't have enough support, and the ones that did, they got assassinated their force. And now they all divided, fighting one another. We washing our neighborhoods with the blood of our brothers. We wanted to be free, and that was our mistake. We could have took our freedom and possibly the whole state, but we settled for the less. Took it as the best. They kept us poor and out of earth, but we still claim to be blessed. When did we realize that now is the time to stand together? Because they didn't need to kill us off when they know we knew it was better. Ignorant is bliss and life is overlooked. Wanna know where you from? Then open up a book. They took away your roots and threw you in the ghetto. Said that you're a failure. You believe them young fellow got you feeling how they want you to. Doing their dirt. They called you African American, but you were here first. I put my soul into the pen, so I bleed on every verse. And this is the life of a black man that it hurts.
Philly streets talk. Philly streets talk. T, what up? Philly streets talk. Rich, what up? Mo, what's up? Philly streets talk. 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 I'm out the truck screaming, go Sixers. Cold handles, we throw pitches. That Eagles game, 60 inches, look so vicious. Rich go play the track, he got the hot mixes. Put it on the airwaves and they gon' go listen. It's the music.